Hello, welcome to Under the Radar, a show where we speak to members of on-campus organizations. I'm your host for this week, Jenna Holley. This week we will be talking with members of Advanced Production Student Organization, or APSO for short. I'm joined by APSO President Reagan Buteau. Welcome, Reagan. How are you doing?
Good, good. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you. It's great to have you, by the way. Thank you so much for doing this.
Okay.
Just as a start, what could you tell us about APSO?
Well, APSO is Advanced Production Student Organization. Basically, the way I look at it, it's just like everything related to media, production, anything on campus. That's what we need to be doing. That's what APSO is about. Just taking care of all the video stuff people do on campus, and almost all the student organization and stuff like that. That's kind of the goal we want to cover per month. Everything.
So that just basically includes video, photography, and like all that, anything video-based?
Anything related to media, yeah.
Okay. Who can join? Like, who's the primary target audience for APSO?
Well, I think it's open to everyone. I mean, you don't have to be a media major or an informatics major to be part of that. So we certainly need more people from the media, or informatics to be part of the program, but anybody else can join. So we're very open.
So like if someone were just to have like a photography habit, but they're not part of the department, then it's just like, hey, you can like join kind of deal? Yeah,
we'll be more than happy to have everybody. I mean, that's how we can get them to the department, right? Or at least through them, we can get some other people coming to the department. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. What are your goals for it? Like, just what are you hoping for the organization?
Well, I mean, when you look at our department, it's in terms of students, we don't really have a lot of students, but we have a pretty good, we have like great potentials. We have students who do awesome job. So we want to promote this work, our own work. We have to be proud of what we do and then lay it out to the public, and also be able to advertise, for our department and get more people coming, more students. And why not do something like in the city, create more production, events all over, the city, and then the Kansas, and then why not nationwide?
Like branch out, basically. Well, thank you for joining us today. I hope this definitely helps have people know more about it so they can join if they want to.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
I'm joined by APSO advisor Matthew Clarke. Thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.
How are you doing?
Good.
It's good. What can you tell us about the media festival?
Well, one of the things that in our department, I was talking with some of the students in the APSO, was that we don't get a chance to see each other's work. You do your work for a class, and you show it to your classmates, you show it to the faculty, and then you might submit it to KAB or to one of the contests.
But nobody else can see it.
Right, but we don't have a place where we can see each other's work. So that's kind of the initial impetus of what we wanted to do. And then the other part is, it's kind of like a media festival, like a film festival, and all the things that come with a film festival we want to try out. We want to have a red carpet. We want people to get dressed up in tuxedos and come dressed to the nines to this party and celebration of our own work. And we'll have, like a film festival, we'll have categories where people can enter. And if you're interested in having your work be in the film festival, you can apply by April 1st is the deadline to have the entries in. and you'll be able to pick a category that you'd like to put your work in.
What are some of the categories that you have?
Well, we have got, let me check my cheat sheet here, documentary. We have a news feature from TMN. We have television programs like a newscast or your talk show, or even this one. Then there's some comedy. We have a category, narrative. There have been a number of students who've made narrative films, short films, that they'd like to show to folks. And promotional, PSAs. I've been involved in a 360 video research project, and I think we're going to try to have some 360 videos, at least in part of the festival. And there are a number of students who've done music videos, some that are features on a musician, but there's others that are just out and out music and images. And there's art videos. There's a few that we're looking for. Also, we're opening it up more to other parts of the campus. This is not just the media department looking at each other's work, but it's a place where people who are doing creative works anywhere on campus can come and put them into the festival. So we'll have a photography as well as we'll have some sports categories as well. So, so that's kind of on the moving image side. And we have also, we're going to be doing one for best fiction for written pieces. So maybe it's like a screenplay or a short story that you've written. Opinion pieces that would have been on TMN, and factual stories, nonfiction part. And then last but not least, we're going to be using, going to have some audio categories of talk radio, music radio programs, promo, PSAs, bumps kind of category, and then on-demand kind of programming. So there'll be a wide variety. The judges will be both faculty and student judges, and we're looking for volunteers who want to be judges. So those are part of the things that we're going to try to do with it. We're going to make it into a fun party. And I'm not sure if they're going to let us have popcorn in the theater, but I would love to.
Probably not in
No.
theaters.
So do you have any pieces you want to enter?
None personally for me, but just so that people know, when is the actual film festival day?
Of course, that's an important thing to mention as well.
You mentioned when entries are due, you just didn't say when.
The film festival itself will be on April 14th. We'll have it over in the Malloy Theater building. We're going to put our red carpet right out the front. That's where the limousines will be coming out to let all their, the festival participants come out, and they'll have to run the paparazzi, all the people taking photographs. We'll keep the crowds back, and we'll have this really great fun time at this film festival and really celebrate our own work and see other people's work. So that's on April 14th, 6:30 is when it will start up.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us today and talking about this
festival.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Come and join us.
I'm joined by APSO President Paul Kirkwood. Welcome, Paul. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Jenna. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Starting off, what is APSO for you?
APSO to me is an attempt to foster a creative atmosphere within the department and to help create a central sense of identity. Through my time here has led me to believe, and it might be just because I'm more of a loner than most, but that there was a sense of detachment from students within the department. There wasn't a lot of osmosis between the journalism section and the media studies section and other areas of the department, and we didn't all really know each other. There were cliques, but that was about the best we got. And you compare that to, say, the music department, which I've been spending out a lot of time in recently, and they have a very very centralized identity, like they're well established as a major. And I was hoping that if we had a student organization, that would help create that sense of identity for the media department, kind of cement us, make us stronger, give us, like osmosis of ideas, and everyone knows each other. The senior knows the freshman, and honestly, you don't even have to be a member of the media studies. You don't have to be a major in media studies to join. You just have to be willing to be creative and have a knack. You don't even have to have a knack for video. You just show up and learn.
Right. So it's basically just a way to bring people together who share some kind of common creative interest that they want to share. Is that what I'm getting at?
Yes, essentially. I feel that we learn best by being in the field. The common axiom is that you learn more in your first 2 weeks on the job than you learned in all of your college career. And I'm hoping that APSO will give its members something of on-the-job experience, a place outside of class assignments for the students to try their hand at creating something.
Yeah, just like giving them that extra push to like not just do something for the class, but do something on their own time.
Yes.
In a way.
And I feel like interacting with other students might provide them with more opportunities to learn. Like working with former classmates such as Tim Abrams, Ricky Kerr, and Cooper Slough were my capstone project classmates. I've learned a lot more from them than I ever learned from the curriculum. We would be out in the field developing techniques together. We'd be in the edit bays developing J-cuts and cool transitions together. And if we have that space for new members to come and learn directly from the older members, I feel like they take to it more naturally as a peer. Like the older members
Then
would be able to connect.
With an advisor type.
And it's actually, it entices the younger students to learn. Allows them to connect with someone like themselves. Go out in the field. I've run into a lot of times where I wished the professors were as excited about the subject as the students. And to be honest, like some curriculums just really don't work for students in terms of enticing them to learn more. And,
right.
And that's what I hope APSO could bring to the table.
Well, is there anything that you want to add to that, or?
Just that, well, I'm here for another semester after this, and that I hope I can make the rounds and convince more people to join and to keep this thing going, because I think our department can only really thrive if we have that sense of self as a team and not just individuals.
Right. Well, thank you for joining us today. I hope that we can actually get more people to join for you
I hope
with
so
this. And I hope there's more. That's all we have for you on this episode of Under the Radar. Thank you to the members of APSO for joining us. Enjoy the break and good night.